Still to my brother, what's happening?
Hey, fantasy, it's session. We talking touchdowns, receptions, interceptions. They got a ban the kicker, we need that correction. Swap them out, we flexing. How many of y'all you collect? We trying to get that winning record. Fantasy, it's session.
Yeah.
No.
What it is, hope is what it should be. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy in Session, the podcast. Today is, I was about to say the playoffs, because that's all I'm thinking about.
That's what day it is, bro. That's the only day that matters, bro. We have made it.
Today is December 16, 2021. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what week it is. Week 15, the first week of the playoffs, Thursday night football.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's lit, bro.
Kicking off on a banger too, boy.
Yeah, for sure. We just had literally a whole fucking 10-minute rap about like how nervous we are about our teams and just like going through like the possibilities of like on level 1 to 10, like what's your anxiety level right now?
Bro, it is very high, bro. It's very high because I mean it's one game, bro. It's any given Sunday, bro. Like it's playoffs, but I feel like to get to the playoffs, it takes of course, luck is still. We have this convo every year, it seems like, but in my opinion, it takes more skill than luck to get to the playoffs because you're making moves, you're working that waiver wire, picking up players a week ahead of time. You know what I mean? So it takes a little more skill to me. But in the playoffs, where you're playing the best of the best, so it's more luck involved. Like you just have to set your lineup. There's not too many moves you can really make, especially in Dynasty. Redraft, you can block players and shit. If you know what I mean, like
you can make moves in Dynasty.
You can, but like usually,
I literally
it's more
just
available
traded
in redraft.
I just traded all of my 2 years of first picks to
No,
fucking
I'm
win.
talking when it first starts, when the playoffs actually start. In my leagues, you can't trade it once the playoffs officially start.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, but in redraft, you could pick up that backup tight end, to block your opponent. You know what I mean? So it's different ways, man, different strategies. But yeah, it's exciting, bro. This is what we play the game for, bro.
Play to win the game. Playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Playoffs. Let's give a moment of silence out to all the Black Kings and Queens out there. Let's run through it, man, because Thursday night football is on. We on what time we on, so that's how it happened. Yeah. It's Dolph. All right, here we go. First of all, what's it called? The Omarion the Omarion trend is going wild right now in fucking
it is insane, bro. Like literally the perfect, this is the worst timing you can possibly imagine, bro. Like we've had scares throughout the year, but man, the Rams, bro, they have 25 players on the COVID list. The Browns have freaking Nick Mullins that they have to play because not only did Baker get it, but the backup in case Keenum got the freaking bid now. So it's crazy, man.
25 Rams, 21 Washington football teamers, 20 Browns, 12 Bears, 8 Texans, 6 Dolphins, and 6 Vikings. That's crazy.
Yep. You got Jalen Waddle. He's an important part. Yeah, Jalen Waddle's important. Fucking Tyler Lockett's super important for the playoff. Bro, this is
it couldn't happen
bad, bro. I've been hearing a lot of people say, with this, you can't really predict when somebody's gonna pop up on the COVID list, bro. When you have Thursday games, Saturday games this week. If you have somebody you're debating between Saturday and Sunday, you might want to go with a Saturday
That's
player.
A fact, bro. Motherfuckers popping up right before the game, COVID.
Yeah. Like Tyler Higbee last week, bro. That is hard. If you needed Tyler Higbee, if you're what if you're down 5 points in a dynasty league, bro, and you had Tyler Higbee going, and you can't pick up nobody else, bro.
Can't pick up nobody else. It's over.
Blanton, bro, that's a nightmare, bro. It's crazy. Just play if it's close between the two players, you might want to play the earlier player just to.
I didn't even think about that. Points. That is sick, bro.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, you need to get in the playoffs, and he got COVID. Bro, we have to bro, as a commissioner, bro, we got to come up with something, bro. That's crazy.
And I was playing Javar last week, and he was fighting for a bye in one of our other dynasty leagues, and I forgot how much I was up by, but I had DeAndre Hopkins going that Monday night, and he had Murray and Higbee.
Oh no!
And when Henderson popped up on the COVID list, right? And when Henderson popped up, he was like, he said little eye emoji, like, "Oh, I got about a week. Get Henderson out." And goddamn Monday come, boy. Ben was like, "Yo, I got something for your ass too, boy."
That's what he gets.
And I ended up beating him by 7, bro. So he very well could have won that game if Tyler Higbee played. So yeah, man. Sorry for you, bro, but got to do it.
Let me run through a couple injuries or vid victims. I don't want to call them victims. Is that insensitive?
Just said he got the vid, I guess.
All right, man. OBJ is out. Urban Meyer is no longer the coach of the Jaguars. That's the thing.
About time, bro. Did you hear the last story, bro? The last story was just like the nail in the coffin, bro.
I heard he's like kicked somebody or something.
He kicked the kicker, bro. Like, I guess Josh Lambo was with them in the preseason, and he was like 0 for 3 in his field goals. So, like, the next practice, Lambo was stretching or whatever. He said, Urban Meyer came and said, "Hey, dipshit, make your fucking kicks." And kicked him like in the leg, bro. Like, bro, this dude, and that is a crazy ass story. And that's not even like half of what he did. Like, he deserved to be out of there, bro. That was a horrible hiring, man. I don't know what they were
Was
thinking,
he smiling, bro? Was he laughing? No,
I don't think so.
What if Lambo would have punched him in the face?
Exactly, bro. He said, "Don't you ever fucking kick me again." I was like, and he said, I'm the head ball coach. I can kick whoever I want, bro. Like, bro, he was.
I didn't. Where is this story at?
He was.
I didn't read this. Bro. That is hilarious.
If
somebody kicks me, bro, why would you put your foot from?
These are grown ass men. These ain't college kids. Even college kids is unacceptable, bro. But these grown ass men, they'll beat your ass, bro. You got lucky he was a kicker, bro. Imagine you would have did that shit at one of them goddamn linebackers or some shit, boy. He got his ass beat, boy. You gotta chill,
bro. That is. He wouldn't have did that though. He tried him. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out of there, man. Good news. Good news for like James Robinson. Darren Bevel came out and said, "Yo, he's our starting running back, so he will be treated as such." And I feel like that was great music to people who roster James Robinson's ears, man. So good news for him, and it should be good news for everybody else, bro. We'll see. I'm more confident in Robinson, but we'll see for everybody else.
Also, Eckler playing tonight. Allen Robinson was a member of the COVID list. Elijah Moore is on the IR. We talked about the Browns quarterback. So Lamar Jackson, he didn't practice today. That's another one we got to be on the lookout for. We know he didn't play last week. That's something scary. Elijah Mitchell, still working on the sidelines. Jalen Hurts gets in another limited play. He's expected to play. Darren Waller is out for the week 1 of the playoffs. Aaron Jones not at practice. We hoping that's a rest day. We'll hear more.
Please.
Saquon Barkley returned to practice. Tyler Lockett on the vid list, and so is Alex Collins. So Rashad Penny to the moon. I think so.
Even with Alex Collins there, he was he was the worst starting running back in the league for a minute, bro. That was terrible roster him, bro.
I had to start him too. Fournette not seen at practice. That's something to be on the lookout for.
Second day in a row.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. That is gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt.
I will never forgive you, Gabe, if Fournette misses this week, bro.
I know
you've traded for like 5 players, bro.
Oh my,
gotten injured.
Like,
stop trading for players, bro.
It can't be that much worse like that. Like that shit is cheating, bro. For real.
Literally, not even like it. For a lot of them, it happens the week you trade for them too. It don't happen like the next.
I don't even get to use them either, bro. I don't even get to use them.
Damn.
I went through a whole debacle in the league, and I still didn't even get to use the players. Really crazy.
Every player is injured now. Every player that traded.
If you look at some of my like IR shit, it's really crazy. Jalen Waddle is on the vid list also, and I think that is DeAndre Hopkins out for the season.
Yep.
Yeah,
for a meaningless play at the end of the game after they got the onside kick.
Yeah.
Connor might not play this week as well, but we'll talk about that when we get to those games.
What?
Connor might not. He also got injured. He had to get help off the field last week on the last play of a freaking game where they try to throw a Hail Mary or some shit. So, yeah, might want to keep your ear to the streets on them practice reports on Connor because he might not be playing this week either.
Oh man!
But you traded for
I got James Edmonds
too.
Yeah, I got both.
So if Edmonds plays without Connor, he should be just as good, bro.
To the moon. Oh man, but that's still. But I have Connor, I think, in the other places too because I went heavy on Connor. I thought that was a good trade. Damn, that sucks. But let's get into the episode, man. Javar be here whenever he get here. If he get here, he say he's
still celebrating his DK Metcalf trade. That's why he late.
So everybody was getting DK Metcalf. That's the best part about Dynasty.
We all got like, DK Metcalf from Griff, bro.
It's all about like just going and trading. Like if somebody trying to make the playoffs, just give them old players. I'll give you a couple first rounds, whatever, bro.
It makes sense, bro. Like that keeps the league like running for years, bro. Because you're gonna have if you're allowed that, you're gonna have teams at the bottom. They're gonna work their way back up to the top if they make good moves at the end of the year. Because you can find desperate freaking trade partners. You know, I
don't think I have a first round pick for like the next 2-3 years in like some of these. Bro.
Me either, bro. Me either. It's
but then the greatest thing is like if I get down, I'll just like read back up.
Yeah, exactly. You still got them players that you could flip. You could be the seller. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If it goes sour on you, so.
We don't really give you a Thursday night breakdown because it's already happening. But Kansas City is 3-point favorites. It's expected to be a high point scoring game, 52-point over under. Of course, I did say this about Patrick Mahomes. We could just talk about it. We don't gotta like give it a breakdown, but he has been pretty shaky as of late. But it's like not even like really shaky. It's just like not Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
For
he's
fantasy,
been like, exactly. He's just been like a basic, not basic. I mean, pretty much a regular quarterback.
Kinda, yeah. He's been like it's like Alex Mahomes out there, bro. It's like you got a reincarnation of Alex Smith, like. But it's because their defense is playing lights out lately. Like they've literally been like allowing like between 9 and like 14 points in the last 6 weeks. So they haven't needed to do anything. So I mean,
since week 7, if you take away that like that big week 10 30-point week, he's like the QB 17 on the year.
That's
insane. That shit's crazy. CEH is expected to return. I think but he's pretty much 50-50 snaps with Darren Williams right now. So I was gonna start both of those guys. Of course, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. He's been fucking up the money lately. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, a lot of first round people are depending on him to have a big night tonight. He scored less than 10 combined points in the last 2 weeks. And that is gross. And Chargers are allowing the 8th most fantasy points to the tight end position since week 10. So hopefully he bounced back. On the other side of the ball, Justin Herbert. Probably do Justin Herbert things.
Did you see that motherfucking touchdown pass?
I was watching the game,
bro. That was the prettiest fucking deep pass touchdown I think I've seen.
It happened like right when like Joe Burrow did that shit too. Like both that shit was them motherfuckers is good.
It was on the money. He let that shit rip, bro. And it was literally on the money. And he got hit as he threw the ball, bro. So
he's great.
That was
he's
insane,
the great white hope.
Bro. Yeah, after seeing Mahomes like what he been doing past 3 years, like it's kind of hard to get amazed these days, bro. That shit amazed me, bro. That was a great fucking touchdown pass, bro.
I think this is about to be a great game.
I actually talked about that last week too. I think it was last week how they said they're not letting him throw the ball down the field, bro, even though he's one of the best deep passes in the league, bro. I hope they have that as bulletin board material. Like, bro, you need to take 3 or 4 shots down the field every game.
In the last 6 games, he had at least 275 yards 5 times and thrown for 2 or more touchdowns 5 times in those games also. So I think he, you know what I'm saying, continues that streak, you know what I'm saying, probably a back and forth. Austin Eckler is expected to be there. Keenan Allen is playing. Mike Williams is playing. I would even think about playing Jared Cook, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you just depend on the touchdown. But at this point, where the tight ends is looking like, it's like,
yeah, it depends on your options. But hopefully you made the right choice because by the time you listen to this, it's probably the game's gonna be over. So just pick right. Playoffs, baby.
Think low, think roll, baby. But we can go ahead and get on to the next game, though. We can get to the real deal. The Raiders are 1-point favorite at Cleveland with a 38.5 point over under.
We're gonna have to skip that one because Javar That was Javar's game. But I mean, it's kind of.
I mean, it's really not much to talk
really
about.
Talk about it.
Yeah, fucking Nick Chubb is the only person that doesn't have COVID.
Exactly, and he had it already too, so he should be in the clear, bro. Like, I don't think he's gonna catch it again this quick, bro. So he should be in the clear, and he should get lots of volume, bro, because Kareem Hunt's already out. So fire him up with confidence.
That's all they got.
Only other two players I would consider is Njoku, since it's literally nobody else out there. It's Njoku and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Those are like the last two guys remaining. Of course, I mean it's the playoffs, so how do you want to play with fire? But if I had to choose between the two, I would probably go Njoku just because he has that athletic profile. He could break a long touchdown run off a screen or some shit. And
he's just closer
quarterback.
To the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And when Mullen's just getting there, I don't think he's gonna be out here looking at his second read and shit. Like he's gonna be looking for these dump offs and tight end, safety valve. So that's what I would go, but it is gonna be risky though. It is gonna be risky.
On the other side of the ball, Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr. I like I really don't like him, man. He's been kind of shaky the last, like, pretty much all year. Like, he's been like every time he shows us a glimpse of something, bro, it seems like he kind of like reels it back in and shows us that he's still Derek Carr. So his fantasy finishes over the last few weeks, 22, 22, 8, 19, 8, 18. Like, you know what I mean? What Derek Carr are you gonna get? So I guess it depends on your option. We can go through some options if you want to. Derek Carr or Matt Jones?
I would go Carr there.
Let's get something a little closer there. Derek Carr or is Cam? What is up with Carolina? Is Cam playing?
Apparently they're splitting the snaps at quarterback.
That's
so
gross.
I mean,
Derek Carr, Cam.
They pull Cam. They bench Cam, bro, and put PJ Walker in. He threw a pick and they put Cam back in the game. Yo, they wilding out there, bro. They're like, fuck it. Go back in,
I don't know if they try to. I don't know what they got going on. Like,
I don't know, bro. But I would go Carr there too, man. So I guess that's the range. Like you're looking at, super flex maybe as a QB2 because these are guys like in the the QB 15 to 20ish range. So that's about the range you're looking at if you're thinking about starting him.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but definitely in the QB2 list. I wouldn't try to force him anywhere. Hunter Henry, he's gonna win somebody's a lot of money this year. As long as Hunter Renfrow.
Renfrow.
Yeah.
He has been super solid, bro. Just go through some of his numbers over his last couple games. 3, 14, 7, 10, 14. And then his only bust game in the last 6 weeks was wide receiver 55. So as long as Waller's out, Renfro's gonna get a lot of freaking volume, bro.
He's 100 yards plus in the last 3 games, and he's only had 1 touchdown, but he's still like dominating. So that's how the PPR.
I never thought I would be saying that shit. That Hunter Renfrow is a motherfucking must start.
Yeah, for sure.
Football, bro. It's crazy,
I didn't
bro.
think about it.
It took a while. It kind of took a while for people like Cooper Kupp. Like he was producing for a while before people were just like, all right, this guy's a must start. You know what I mean? Like that's what kind of feels like the route that Renfro's going in. He ain't on that level yet, of course. I'm just saying the trajectory of his value seems to be heading that way because he's been super consistent, bro. So you're definitely starting him.
I like Deshaun Jackson as a deep play if you're looking for a point, if you're chasing points in the touchdown, just because everybody got COVID for Cleveland too. They had a COVID outbreak also. But that's about it. Foster Monroe.
Josh Jacobs just starting.
Oh yeah, Josh Jacobs, of course. Foster Monroe, I wouldn't really try to force him in there. He hasn't done anything with Darren Waller not being there, so I wouldn't force it.
One game he did, but
not the last 4. Yeah. The last 4 he hasn't.
Hunter Renfrow getting so much money.
Broom, broom, broom.
There you go. We took your game, motherfucker. You gotta wait till next time now.
I'm watching the stream. I seen it though.
You done celebrating?
I was watching the stream.
Trade and shit, bro. You're doing backflips and shit in the backyard.
Hey, you got my DK share.
Yeah, I can't even hate on you because I want to hate on it, but I need
1 DK share to 3 on this year.
Hell yeah. Better hope that motherfucking you better hope that regression hit, boy.
Javar Cameron looked like he trying to. Javar Cameron looked like he trying to fight through the metaverse.
I probably got this light.
Oh no, he just killed your ass, bro. It didn't look like that. I can't even say that thing. Like, hey, you gotta give a problem. That was a good one.
On to the next game, New England at the Colts, 2.5 point favorite. Colts over under 46. Jonathan Taylor, we trust, man. It's all a lot of playoff teams are literally riding on the back of Jonathan Taylor right now. How you feel about them on that side of the ball?
Yes, they really are, and the matchup is definitely gonna be tough, especially thinking of how the Patriots like the game plan, and I don't think it's anybody that's more clear as somebody they want to take out is Jonathan Taylor. So now can they stop him? I don't know, bro, because he's playing like he's literally on another level now, bro. They have a good offensive line. They have a good offense, bro. So I don't think they'll be able to completely shut him out. But, I've already said too much about him. Like, you're starting Jonathan Taylor no matter what.
I literally be looking at, like, my playoff matchups and, like, looking what side of the bracket Jonathan Taylor is on, bro. And I'd be like,
yeah, bro.
As long as I can, like, make it to the finals without seeing Jonathan Taylor, I'll take it, bro. I'll take it.
Yeah, bro.
Got one share.
JT, we trust. If you got JT, bro, you feel good about
any match. It's almost like Derrick Henry. If you like it, and when I had Derrick Henry, it was like, I could be down 50, but it'll be okay.
I still miss Derrick Henry, bro.
JT and Money Joe.
I would have been so unstoppable in secret, bro, if I still had Derrick Henry and JT.
Don't worry about it. You ain't,
Jesus Christ, bro. I know, bro. I can reminisce.
With JT and Money Joe.
Gabe feel me.
You sold your soul to Boom, baby.
Hey, boy.
Both y'all did. Both y'all sold y'all soul.
Goddamn, looking like you give return that investment, boy. We gonna see. Knock on wood, boy. But anyway, bro. Yeah. Moving on to the sits for me. Carson Wentz. I don't think you really have the luxury of sitting him in Superflex leagues, but in 1 QB leagues, I'm not really a fan this week. He's finished 23rd or lower in 3 of his last 4 games, and the matchup is brutal for him this week. The Patriots are allowing the fewest points to quarterbacks over the last 5 weeks, only allowing 3 passing touchdowns and 6 INTs in that span. So, I honestly think on both sides of the ball, they're going to try to control the clock and keep away from the other team. So, I think this is going to be like a Russian type game, especially when you got Jonathan Taylor and you facing a team that's pretty solid against the pass. So, 1 QB leagues, I wouldn't start him, but like I said, you probably have to start him in Superflex league. Just temper expectations. Also, Michael Pittman. So I noticed something crazy not crazy, but interesting while I was doing my research. So in his games with T.Y. Hilton, or without T.Y. Hilton, I'm sorry, his averages are 8.2 targets a game, 75 yards, and he scored 5 touchdowns in that span and average 14 half PPR points per game. Games with Hilton, he's averaging 6 targets, 52 yards, 6.5 points per game, and 52 yards. So Hilton hasn't been doing shit this year, but he's doing enough to limit Michael Pittman's ceiling, I feel like. We have enough of a sample size with him and without him in the lineup. And it's like a totally different player. So you add that to the fact that the Patriots are allowing the fewest points to receivers over the last 5 weeks, and I think he's more like a flex play. Silver lining is, like we mentioned, they might try to sell out so much to stop Jonathan Taylor that might open up for Pittman. So I don't think you got to sit him. But he is a fringe start for me. Like, he's not a flat out sit because he has been producing, and them focusing on JT might open up some things for him. So. Just a flex play for me this week, but depending on your other options, I feel like he is a start. That's all I like from the Colts side. On the other side of the ball, we have starts. If he plays, Damien Harris is a start for me. He suffered a hamstring injury in that game against the Bills before their bye week, but he has been practicing limited fashion. To start the week, they had to bye last week, so he had a little extra time to rest up. So, I mean, if he starts, I feel like you got to play him because, like I said, I think it's going to be a ground and pound type game. And thing is, if he start at, him and Stevenson, I feel like it'd be flex plays. If he doesn't play, then Stevenson becomes a must start in this game. Just think they're gonna try to run the ball. So that's how I feel about the New England running backs. Do y'all feel any different about that? Like
I like him. I like if Harrison doesn't play. I like Bowen too. I think you can start Stevenson either way, but I think you can start Bowden if Harris doesn't play. I think because I mean
they both play. I feel like
now.
I feel like they're more so flex plays if they both play, kind of like that Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon type role. They're just going to split down the middle. It seems like when they both playing. So,
but
both still startable. But if they don't, if he doesn't play, the Stevenson's a must start.
All right, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. Mac Jones is a sit for me. If you take out his last game, not even counting his last game, we only attempted 3 passes. He has been pretty good. He scored 20 or more in his last 2 of his 3 games. So I guess in super flex leagues, I would feel fine starting him as a QB2, but in 1 QB leagues, I'm not looking his way. Over the last 5 weeks, the Colts are allowing the second fewest points to opposing QBs. So it's a tough matchup pretty much on both sides, man. So I don't see them, having him throw the ball a bunch unless the Colts jump out to a big lead, and I don't really see that happening. Of course, it can't happen, but I'm not projecting that to happen. So 1 QB leagues, no Mac Jones. I think he's fine in 2 QB leagues, but the ceiling is not there, so just be aware. Fringe play, Hunter Henry. He scored 7 touchdowns between weeks 4 and 10, but hasn't scored since. His points per game in weeks 4 through 10 were 11 points per game. That's when he was scoring all those touchdowns. Since then, he's averaging 3.1 per game. So he was one of the most touchdown-dependent tight ends in football, and regression hit him like we all pretty much knew it would. It does that with everyone unless your name is Adam Thielen. So, it sucks for him, but not everybody can be Adam Thielen and score touchdowns every week. So.
Sucks to be you, bro.
Exactly. The good news is he is still running more than double the routes of Jonnu Smith, and the matchup is nice against the Colts. They're allowing the 9th most points to tight ends, but just know that he is going to need a touchdown, I feel like, to have any sort of relevance this week. So not a must start, but you could do worse than Henry.
Who you like moving forward, Schultz or Hunter Henry?
I would go Schultz, just because it seems like lately it seems like Schultz, like they just haven't been throwing the ball a bunch. You know what I mean? And he's like the 3rd, 4th option with Galladay back. But man, I just think it's more of a possibility that Dallas would need to throw the ball more than New England would. So I'm going with and he hasn't really depended on touchdowns as much as Henry to get his value. So yeah, that's how we'll go with. Fringe receivers, don't really like them in, but if I had to rank them, I would go Myers, Aguilar, and Bourne. I feel like Myers is the preferred option if you need a solid floor since he's ran the most routes, has a 23% target share, and he's second in red zone targets among receivers. He just doesn't score touchdowns, so if you just need that play that's going to get you between 8 and 10, Myers could do that for you. Aguilar has more of the upside. He only has a 13% target share, though, so his ceiling is going to be higher, but he's going to have a lower floor. And so really, honestly, I will only be cool with starting Myers because he doesn't really depend on touchdowns for his value either. So everybody else, they only have 13% target share. And, they're getting their value from touchdowns. So I'm not depending on that in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. At all costs, stop Austin Eckler tonight, baby.
No.
On to the next game. We got the Jets at the Miami Dolphins, who also were hit with the vid bug. 9.5 point favorite still with an over under 41. From starts, we got Michael Carter coming back off of the the IR. And he's expected to play. He did practice this week. Once he did officially take over the backfield through weeks 7 through 10, he was the running back 3 during that span, and he led all running backs in targets. So since week 10, Miami has allowed the second fewest fantasy points to the running back position. But during that span, they have allowed at least 5 catches out of the backfield per game. So I do still like Michael Carter. It's just the running back situation is crazy enough. Like, it's really, you don't have no choice. I think.
Well, he's been activated, so we don't know if he's going to play. It's kind of like that Chase Edmonds situation from last week.
But he's been practicing though.
He has. Well, I think Edmonds was practicing. He wasn't. I don't think.
No, he wasn't practicing that week, but he returned to practice. So I think he's going to play.
I just think his ceiling's not as high as it was before. Mike White, not the quarterback, and homeboy. What you called him in the chat? What you call Zach Wilson? You say he looked like
Jake Locker 2.0.
Yeah, so in Jake Locker 2.0, he not targeting the running backs like that. So I think he is a decent running back too.
But yeah, I mean, who would you not start, or who would you start?
No, you starting. I'm just saying I don't think it's feeling as high as it used to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely caveat. I mean, definitely wishing for a touchdown at this point.
Facts.
Of course, he's sitting Zach Wilson. I think he'll be good next year, but we don't have time for that.
So of course you sitting Zach Wilson. What if you got Huntley, the quarterback for the Rams? Quarterback for the Ravens. If he start, would you start Huntley over Zach Wilson?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Because Huntley
got rushing floor.
But that
got a rushing floor though.
Well, I don't know. But now with a week of practice, because I played him that 1 week that Lamar Jackson had just went out that week or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So he disappointed me. So so I don't know. I'm scarred about it. It's the playoffs. No, he didn't. He scored 9 points.
Yeah, he had 10. Yeah, damn. I think I started him in session takeover. He had a decent game. That's probably what I was thinking about.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. On to the other side of the ball, we got Tua Tagovailoa. I think he's a great streaming option this week. 5 touchdowns, only 1 interception in the last 5 games, and they on the 5-game winning streak. So I think they're hot right now. Even though he doesn't have Jalen Waddle, he's still like I think he's pretty efficient with the deep ball, completing 56% of his deep balls. Second in the NFL. He is second lowest attended air yards per game in the league. But you got to take what you can take at this point. And the Jets have allowed the 6th most fantasy points to the quarterback position since week 10. Devonta Parker. My dog stepped on the remote, so my TV is not running right now, and Los is scaring me. Devonta Parker, I think he's a lot to loaded start this week. He's now the expected wide receiver 1 with Jalen Waddle being out. According to PFF, he has the best fantasy matchup against the cornerback Brandon Echols, I think his name is. So I definitely like Devonta Parker in his comeback week. Mike Gesicki, 11 targets in his last game, and with Waddle being out, I see his targets just staying consistent. He only has had 2 touchdowns all year, and that's always a problem with these tight ends. If they don't score touchdowns, they're not really relevant. But the Jets have allowed the 6th most fantasy points to the tight end position since week 10. Some fringe players, I was talking to Los about it. Malcolm Brown was activated from the IR this week. Everybody on their team basically has tested positive for COVID besides Duke Johnson and him. So he's practicing. I like him as long as nobody comes back from COVID. You know what I mean? Do you like Duke Johnson? I never liked Duke Johnson, but every time I don't like him, he always gonna do some good shit.
So come again, Myles Gaskin's not playing.
I thought he had it last week. It's
still up in the air.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and if he plays, I feel like you got to start him with the matchup against the Jets.
Yeah.
Like it's just too gravy. But if he doesn't, man, I think I would probably go Duke, man, just because I feel like he fits that profile that Myles Gaskin has, more of a pass catching back, smaller type guy. You know what I mean? It seems like they Salvin Ahmed fits that same type of profile. That's who I would probably go with, but I probably would just avoid, man. If I could.
If you don't have no choice, though.
Yeah, if you had no choice.
Malcolm Brown, man, they used him earlier this year. He looked good earlier this year. He just got hurt. You know what I mean? So it's already like he's been used to the offense. Duke Johnson is just coming in. I think he gets first stab at it, and if Duke Johnson pop off, of course, they probably give him the majority of the load. Pause.
You just gotta keep your ear to the practice reports, maybe to the beat writers to see if they have a kind of a.
All right, so
majority of the touches.
How about this? So say if Swift out, and then Myles Gaskin's out, which backfield would you rather? If you had to start, which backfield would you go after? The Miami backfield or the Lions backfield?
Which league we playing in?
I ain't playing no. This just a scenario that's gonna be on somebody.
Oh, okay. You said the Miami just because of the matchup.
Okay, so you go after their players.
And I feel like we all went like big on those. Well, not everybody, but like because I think Lowe said he wasn't trusting them. But those the Lions last week, they disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, "Oh, is it gonna be Jefferson? Is it gonna be this guy?" There was like some guy on Fantasy Live right before the game started that nobody ever heard of. So I want to stay away from there. And it's just the Lions. Mac Hollins. I think he's a deep fantasy play. I wouldn't like force him in your lineup, but with Jalen Waddle being out, I mean Mac Hollins. Did what I say? Mac Jones?
Nah,
Mac Jones.
Mike Williams just got hurt.
Yes, bro.
Good night.
No, God, did somebody else get hurt?
Wait, stop.
God, oh my God, he is sleep, bro. Who is that, Parham, bro? Goddamn, Herbert, what the fuck you throwing these damn suicide balls for? All right, man, let's hurry up and get this shit wrapped up, bro. Goddamn, bro.
Oh,
bro, he gave Mike Williams, just to give you an update, he gave Mike Williams 3 end zone targets in a row, bro. And on the third one, he got sandwiched, bro, and he got hurt. I don't know how bad it was. And then Parham just got a concussion, bro, because he was asleep on the field, bro.
Yeah, he caught the ball and just hit the back of his head coming down hard.
But he caught that touchdown.
Maybe.
He dropped it.
All right, my bad. You can go ahead with your take.
The fantasy playoffs are drunk right now. Let's just try again next week.
Mac Hollins, but how do you like Mac Hollins? He just always seems to find the end zone. That's why I like Mac Hollins.
Yeah, honestly. I couldn't
stomach at that point. I'm talking about like if you are like been affected by the vid and you really like looked at the waiver wire because it's too late now, and like you don't have nobody. Mac Hollins is probably out there, and if you look at it, man, he scores touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's gross. It's gonna be gross,
man. I'm trying to find somebody I can put him up against,
like a deep shot.
So how about him or Amon St. Brown? Detroit.
That's
around there.
Yeah, I think just because I've seen him getting more volume than I've seen, but I feel like with Jalen Waddle being out, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like
Parker's still there.
Yeah.
Gesicki's still there. You know what I mean? He's a wide receiver pretty much. He literally doesn't play any snaps in line, so I wouldn't personally depend on the touchdowns, bro, unless I just literally have no other options. But I mean, it's guys out there you could probably pick up and start over that I would feel more comfortable starting over him. So
maybe a DFS.
Yeah, definitely DFS. Take a shot on
him. On to the next game. Unless I got anything else. Tennessee at the Pittsburgh Steelers is a pick'em game over under 43. The weather is supposed to be raining up there in Pittsburgh. How do you feel about Najee Harris going up against that Pittsburgh defense? I mean that Titans defense. What is
you have Mike Williams without telling me you have Mike Williams, Jr.
He looks so sad right now, bro. He looks so miserable, bro. He looks so miserable.
I got him too, bro. So we going through this together, man.
If you're not watching it right now, you're just listening whenever you're listening to it. Bro. DeVar looks sad as shit.
This is wow.
Hope he comes back, bro. Positive.
At least it's secret. And Sundays I'm on a bye, but at least it's secret. And, you know. Yeah. I was just taking that league for whatever you get.
Get much, my boy.
But analyze, please.
Thank you. Give us what you feel about it. You're already late.
I see. So,
what? Talk, motherfucker. It's your turn.
This week I just really stay away from everybody.
Bro, what?
ain't even gonna cap. You did the wrong.
Oh shit! No.
Bro, what's going on right now?
What is happening, bro?
What's wrong?
I'll have to pitch in on this one. You did the wrong games.
Oh, you didn't do the game, bro. God,
no, I didn't do the wrong one. I did. No, I did.
Tennessee and Pittsburgh.
That's you.
All right, man. Let's go to Washington and Philly, bro.
All right, Washington at Philadelphia, 10-point favorite. Philadelphia Eagles, a 44 point over under. Hey, that is
yeah, we gotta clip this, boy.
Hey, Philadelphia Eagles at Washington. Jalen Hurts is expected to be back. A lot of fantasy owners is grateful for him to be back in the playoffs, but Washington defense seems to be playing a lot better this year as of recent, even without what's his name?
Chase Young.
Yeah, man, you probably fucked me up. Chase Young. How you feel about the Eagles?
So keep your ear to the streets on them practice reports too with Jalen Hurts, because they said he had a high ankle sprain. So, that's much more worse than a low ankle sprain. I know they had the bye week last week, but I feel like even if he does play, he could be limited a little bit. So that could cap his rushing upside. But if he does start, I will have to start him. He's been super consistent pretty much outside of that one game where he did get hurt. So I will have to go ahead and go down with the ship. I feel like, if he does start. So starting Jalen Hurts, if you do have Jalen Hurts, especially in Superflex leagues, I would pick up Gardner Minshew if he's out there, because he filled in for him before they went on their bye week, and he actually did pretty good. Like, he scored I think it was 16-17 in a 4-point passing touchdown league. So he is a pretty one of the best backups in the league. So I would feel comfortable starting Minshew into 2 QB leagues if Hurts doesn't go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, another obvious start is Dallas Goddard. He has been seeing a ton of volume, and he probably will get even more of a bump if it is Minshew, because he had that 2 touchdown crazy ass game when before their bye week when Gardner Minshew was a starter. So definitely starting him. Miles Sanders. The running back situation is tricky, man, because he injured his ankle in that game against the Jets. So, I believe he's practicing limited. So if he does play, I feel like he's the guy out there. If he doesn't play, it just depends. It's like a trickle-down effect.
Let's get a moment of silence out. Hold on, man. They got to get a moment of silence out for, what's his name, bro? That shit looks sick, bro.
Palm, bro? He's still down?
Bro, he was when they took him off on the stretcher, he was frozen. That shit was crazy. That shit was bro, that was crazy. Oh, bro.
Yeah,
man, speed of recovery, bro. I hope it's okay.
Prayers out to him, man.
Bro. Prayers, universe.
Yeah, but so it just depends on who's starting. So if Miles Sanders starts, I feel like you gotta start him. He's averaged 18 opportunities in his last 3 games. He didn't score a touchdown in that span, but so his fantasy finishes aren't that great. But the usage, I feel like, should give people who roster Sanders enough confidence to roll him out there as an RB2. Even in a tough matchup against Washington, they're allowing the 8th fewest points in the last 5 weeks. If he doesn't play and Jordan Howard doesn't play, I feel like he can slide right into that role as well. He was performing well in Sanders' absence. So, if Sanders does play and Howard plays, I'm not touching Howard. I think Sanders is just going to be the guy. So, that's how I feel about the backfield. Fringe play, Devonta Smith. So he's the clear-cut number 1 option on the team, but he's just not seeing the volume to really feel comfortable to start him, on any given week. Averaging 4.6 targets over his last 3, finished wide receiver 68, 75, and 36 in that span. So not good production with that limited.
Dallas Goddard is the number 1 target.
Yeah,
Goddard is the number 1 target on the team.
Yeah, he's definitely the number 1 pass catching option. So his matchup this week isn't great either. It's not great or it's not bad. Washington's middle of the road against wide receiver over the last 5 weeks, allowing the 17th most points to the position. So his primary matches will be against Fuller, who has a PFF grade of 81, and William Jackson, who has allowing a 58% catch rate. So Going to look for William Jackson to get most of his production against. But at the end of the day, I think he's just a middling flex option. And starting him just going to depend on your other options. Onto the other side of the ball, a lot of injuries here as well, man. McLaurin not looking like he's going to play this week. He hasn't practiced. He went out last week with that concussion.
He ain't been doing nothing.
Even before he went out, like he played about half of that game and he had 0 points. He didn't have a catch. So, and in the 4 games prior to that, his finishes were 35, 7, 41, and 58. So I kind of feel like they should just hold him out because I feel like I would need to start him if he plays, which I feel like you would need to do because he does have the upside. But go ahead, let him rest, man, and come back stronger next week. But yeah, so if he plays fringe flex play, maybe like back end wide receiver 2 in that range for me. Taylor Heineke, not starting him. Been pretty average lately, scoring just 20 plus just once in his last 5 games, and has only 2 games in that span with multiple touchdowns and has thrown an interception in his last 3 games. Matchup is pretty nice against the Eagles, allowing the 12 most points to quarterbacks over the last 5 weeks, but a lot of that production against the Eagles came on the ground, and he hasn't been running that much. He's has no rushing touchdown since week 3 and is averaging just 7 rushing yards over his last 3 games. So he's pretty much going to have to do everything in the air. And with Terry McLaurin out, Logan Thomas now out, J.D. McKissick might not play. Like it's not a lot of options out there. So not really looking to start Taylor Heineke. Only option I would consider is Ricky Seals-Jones. Matchup is great for him. They're allowing the 4th most points, the Titans over the last 5 weeks. But the usage last week was kind of concerning for him. He only played 46% of the snaps. And this is after he played at least 93% of the snaps during weeks 4 through 8 when he filled in for Logan Thomas. Silver lining for that is he just returned from injury himself. So that could have been, the case for him not seeing that many snaps last week. So another week of health and another week of like a star going down on that team. So he should see a lot of volume, especially if Terry McLaurin doesn't play. So he'll be a fringe play for me, and as always, it depends on your other options when it comes to the tight end position.
Ooh, I like it. What was I about to say? It was going to be about Antonio Gibson, man. I think he's most affected by all these guys being out, especially if Terry McLaurin is out this game too. We've seen that he affected last game after those big games. Then now when they have nothing to focus on but him, and it's already a hard defense to run against. I think we gotta just be on the lookout for that, man. To maybe temper your expectations a little bit.
Yep, he could get benched at any given time. Sure, last week.
That is so crazy. On to the next game, man. 10.5-point favorite Dallas Cowboys at the Giants. 44.5 over under. Some starts. We got Dak Prescott. He's been shaky as of late since week 10. He's only had 2 good games really, and one was against the bum ass Atlanta Falcons. And then the other one was against the Raiders, both not the best defenses. And he still only had 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 3 fumbles since week 10. So it's not, you have to start Dak at this point because that's you drafted him to start him for this time. But you just gotta hope the Giants stink it up because they're not a bad defense. They're middle of the pack. They're ranked 16th in fantasy points allowed to the quarterbacks this week 10. So it could be an uphill battle. Just be on the lookout for that. That's another temper your expectations. Some starts, of course, you're going to start CeeDee Lamb. Of course, you're going to start Amari Cooper. A fringe play, man. Zeke has made his way to my fringe list. He's been a major disappointment this year where you drafted him at. But he's still a top 10 running back. That's the craziest part about it. But it just looks gross. It looks very gross. The consistency report next year is going to show how it looks gross. He hasn't touched 100 yards since week 6. And the only salvageable games he's had, of course, is where he scored. And the one was against Atlanta. I think he scored twice. And then he scored 1 touchdown whatever other week that was. He actually hasn't had over 51 yards rushing since week 9, and the Giants are giving up the 12th fewest fantasy points to the running back position since week 10, and have only allowed 3 rushing touchdowns in that span. That ranks at around the bottom of the NFL. So Zeke is probably gonna have an uphill battle, and I heard Tony Pollard is practicing, and he might be able to go on Sunday. I do like Tony Pollard. He did miss last week with that foot injury, but he just looked way more explosive than Zeke in every category, pretty much. But they did say Zeke knees getting better, but I feel like his knee has been getting better for a long time, and he just still hasn't looked like Zeke. So, I mean, of course, he probably got to start him, but
because he's still going to see the most work. Yeah, he's still going to see the majority of the work out there.
Yeah, he has flex play.
To not have 50 points is gross. 50 yards is gross. On the other side of the ball, of course, Danny Dimes is still out with the neck issue, so Mike Glennon is going to play. He did play decent, and he scored a rushing touchdown, but you can't really trust him in the playoffs unless you really have to in Superflex leagues, probably. Saquon Barkley did practice today, which is Thursday. He did have his second game on the year with over 100 yards, and he found the end zone for the second time. If you've been waiting on them big Saquon games to come, I feel like it has to come now, you know what I'm saying? Or it won't, you know what I mean? Or it won't come when it matters. Volume is
key. Last week.
Yeah, the volume is key. 23 targets in the last 5 weeks also is a positive. But Dallas is allowing the 10th fewest fantasy points to the running back position. So it's really just like if you got to smoke him if you got him, man. If you got him, you got to play him, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Look who it is. Look who it is. Long time no see, man.
Hey, look at him trying to fucking listen to the fucking playoffs. Listen to the playoff shit.
He like Tony from what's his name? Ricky Smiley morning show on the radio. Tony don't never come to work.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect name for it too.
Hey, did you go over the wide receivers and stuff for Dallas?
Yeah, you starting them.
Oh, okay.
On to the other side of the ball, we got Kenny Galladay. I feel like he's a sit. Also, seen 8 targets, only catching 2. He just ain't did nothing for you to feel safe to start him. So anybody besides Saquon Barkley, really, for the Giants. That's all, folks. And Jabari did the wrong games. I said I'm starting with Thursday.
I see. Well, we can move on to the next game then. We got Houston.
We got an hour now. Oh, go ahead. You didn't get to say. Go ahead. You didn't get to talk. Come on.
Oh, no, we can go ahead. We out then.
I mean that's an easy ass game.
Go ahead.
Right. You only start if you're in the pinch. You only starting DJ David Johnson. That's pretty much Brandon Cooks. Hopefully not in the pitch to start Davis Mills, but he's a decent streaming option against the Jaguars. But it's the playoffs. I wouldn't go with it. But yeah, that's it. Brandon Cooks, you're going to start him. Of course, I already mentioned it. Then on the other side of the ball, the only starter is James Robinson. Everybody else are fringe starters. What
about Royce Freeman, though? You think it'll be like a tandem type backfield back there? Or you think it's just straight
Royce
DJ?
And David, I would probably feel more confident in DJ since he's been out there longer.
I still think Royce gonna get the passes though, because they haven't been giving them to DJ. But you know, if you're in the pinch, yeah. If you're in the pinch, so Royce Freeman,
that you even gotta think like this.
Royce Freeman or Malcolm Brown or the other back at Miami if Myles Gaskin's not playing.
I like Royce Freeman, man. You can't overlook that 8 targets last week. Like
I can see that, but that can fluctuate. Well, I guess because is out now. Burkhead. So he may, but
I don't know. Between Royce and who you said, Malcolm Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Royce and Malcolm Brown.
Yeah,
if Myles Gaskins don't play,
that is gross. I feel like if you're depending on that, bro, you really got lucky and snuck into the playoffs, man. Like,
no, but what if it just happened to you like me? Like it just happened to me. I need it now, though. Shit,
I feel offended by that statement. Actually,
yeah, motherfucker, I didn't sneak nowhere.
Yeah, I would probably go. God,
shit, I'm going both.
Yeah.
No, it's so bad.
Probably...
I'm not even laughing. I'm playing both of them.
Bro, I would go if I had to choose. I would go Royce, man, just because he should see some work, bro. They both have good matchups though. We don't know who's going to be the guy in either situation, bro. So yeah, I would probably go Royce since he's not coming off an injury. That's really that's the tiebreaker I'm using because he's not coming off of an injury, bro.
And
that's pretty much
an easier matchup. Royce has an easier matchup too.
That's pretty much it for that game. That's it. Antonio said, "How you feel about Gallup?" Gallup been averaging around 9 points per game and producing flex numbers. So, yeah, he fire him up.
Other options. I mean, who you deciding between? And let me know what league it is before you ask the question, because if it's in the league we're in, then you know what I mean.
Can't tell you an answer. But I do like Michael Gallup. I don't feel like, especially, I mean, you just got to be careful. What they play Saturday, and be careful about that. Let me say that before we get out of here. It's 2 Saturday games today. This week, Vegas plays Cleveland on Saturday, and
New England, Indiana.
So make sure you got them in your startable positions when you're out there.
You know the deal.
Yeah.
Everybody else is fantasy advice first. My league second, but for the homie like Antonio, it's my fantasy team first, and then your advice, my guy.
That's a fact.
Nothing personal.
But I do like Michael Gallup. I ain't playing you nowhere. Other than that, man, he said ESPN. Yeah. Oh, Gallup. Hold on. Gallup or Moore? Which Moore? DJ Moore?
I'm guessing Rondell Moore, and I would go Gallup in that situation.
Yeah,
just because Rondell Moore, we still don't know how much of an uptick he's going to get. You know, I feel more confident about AJ Green and Christian Kirk out there. Yeah, so than Rondell Moore.
Are you confident in AJ Green? Or we'll get to that game tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get to that game, but just a sneak peek, I am. So, but yeah, man. Right. Good luck, everybody, bro.
Good luck, everybody.
I'm not playing y'all this week, except Antonio. I am playing him. So not good luck to Antonio, but good luck to everybody else, man. Everybody listening, good luck this week.
Good luck, y'all. No more injuries. No more vid.
Please, fantasy guys. We've had enough. Peace.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Williams back out there.
Yeah, fantasy.